couple things, folks. What I'm doing is installing my ARP controller inside the RV. I drilled a hole there. I'm going to put it on the wall, and then I think with the slide I'll still have enough room to see it, maybe actually touch it. This is where the refrigerator goes, and it's in other videos. I already had it out, so we got to put the boiler sensor in there. But what I've done is extended these lines, so I put about 8 feet of cable on it, and then I put some loops up in here. You might not be able to see too well. I tie it off, and then I can join that bundle going all the way down and then out that way, so I can hook the wires up from the back. Couple of things, couple handy little tools. Finally broke down and bought one of these because you can take and gives you a free hand. Second, I'll mute this. So I just had difficulty. This I'm not much of a welder or brazier or solderer, but this I kind of like because it kind of cuts the wires. It's called the ARPrv. It's a butane. Comes in a little case, and I seem to do a better job of it. Right now I'm doing the shrinky-dink thing. I soldered these wires together, and now I'm gonna get the shrink wrap on them. You gotta put that on first and then solder your wires. So as you can see, this thing works really good, and now I'll have to do the same thing on the outside. When I get out there, I'm going to have to solder wires. So now I'm going to extend and mount the controller, and you know, it just shuts off. So it's a cool little device. Got my wires all soldered up, so I'm going to tape them out the controller, and then get the boiler sensor attached, and then I can slide the refrigerator back in, which you can see is just total pain in a keister. Hope I never have to pull it back out again, because I had it out in my other videos. I showed you where I checked these fans to make sure these fans were working. I put a fan in the back. I just done all kinds of things with this, trying to improve its working, because I think it's a decent refrigerator. Caveat, one of the reasons I use these straps to slide it out is if you feel right underneath here, this is where that wrap folds over, and they're also probably welded together with an angle iron, so it rides real heavy on this edge and the other edge when you're trying to pull it out. I was thinking about leaving these things in, because I put them in when I have to pull the refrigerator out, because it kind of pulls that board loose right there. I'm going to put a screw in the board. Thought I did last time, but I didn't see any. But hopefully this will be the last time I have to take it out. The temperature boiler sensor goes in right about in this area, so I have to cut that open, and then I got HVAC tape to tape it back up. I got to put the other patch back on the bottom where the dealer, the unnamed dealer, Aloha, put in Norcold thing. See, one of the reasons I think Norcold has a solution is they figure it's good enough, number one. Number two is by putting it way down there on a boiler. I'll get a light so we can see that a little better. You know, by putting it right down there, then whether you're working on a Class AC, whatever, you can access that. So it takes you about an hour to put their solution in. This other solution from ARPrv is you gotta, at least in most cases, you got a wall there. So you can't get to where they need to mount it. So this is gonna be a 2-day project for me. By the time I get this pulled out, extend the wires, mount everything, get it back in, and then hook up the wires and test it, I'll have a couple days in it. Well, folks, here we are. I didn't set up a tripod to show you every inched away, and one of the things I did forget to show you is up in there where I put in the sensor. This was where the old kit was, and they show that you can go in this area, but they want you to be an inch higher than the heaters, which is right here. And so in the video you see where I had the refrigerator out. This is the cabling I ran down. This is the fan sensor installed on the second tube right there. I made a bracket and installed a fan here so I don't have to have it on the cover. I bundled up the wires. Here's the this wire here is the one that normally went to the panel, and it's got a double tap to the power because this one here goes through the drain tube up to the fan and light that I put into the refrigerator to circulate the air in the refrigerator. So anyway, everything's back together. You might be able to hear I've got it on LP right now. The system checked out, so I did the diagnostics on it, and you can make the fan run manually, so you make sure the fan runs. You can go into the settings and set the temperature for the fan to kick on if you want it to kick on sooner. I put a little silicone in here because I wanted to try to seal it up since this fan is facing up. I guess that's about it. I mean, all the wiring is pretty well self-explanatory for this Norcold 1200. But I had everything disconnected. This is for the ice maker. I don't use it. I have ice trays, and I use bottled water when I'm in a camper. I only use the water for from my house or any other facility. Even though I have a filter on it, I only use it for taking a shower and washing stuff. Drinking water, I get a 5-gallon bottle of water. So I'll pause this and I'll go inside and I'll show you the control inside. Okay, I was hoping where I mounted it I'd have more access to the controller, but the main thing is I can see that it's on because of the flashing light up here, and basically if it wasn't on then I wouldn't have power at the refrigerator. So I probably, you know, the panels I don't think all that important to access, and if I have to access it, then I just pop out the slide. So I spent most of the day yesterday with the refrigerator out. You should have somebody to help you. It's kind of hard. You see I put another dent in it. I think it's got 2 dents in it. I've had it out twice. It's pretty heavy, but I don't know how you get somebody else to help you with, because they'd have to be back there, and then how do they get out? They crawl out the window. It's a beast, but hopefully yours isn't as big. And I just turned it on to cool now on LP. I can switch it to automatic. So anyway, this ARP is in a run mode right now because it has a flashing light. This on and off button will shut it off. This one here will run it through the diagnostics. They say you should check the diagnostics every once in a while, and on 90% of the refrigerators this is installed on, it's fine the way it is. In this, when you go into this setup, that'll shut the controller off, and then it will, you go over here and you make sure the power shut off to the refrigerator. So I checked that. One thing I like about the ARP, I think that's extraordinary, and one of the reasons I wanted to have it in, is if you're off level, which I am in my driveway, or going up a hill, the way I understand it, it'll shut off the refrigerator and then turn it back on, where I'd always have to find out that it was shut off and clear the air and turn it back on myself. So I think that's going to help me a lot in my situation. So Merry Christmas, enjoy your holiday, and hopefully when I edit this I won't find that I forgot a bunch.